stream game number 3 on the season for the Vana Verde Academy in game number 2. They announce the Vikings starting lineup here. The Vikings will be starting with Isaac Garrett, Michael Mitten, Braun Roberts, Riker Mickelson, and one other who I apologize I did not see get announced. The lights go dark to announce the darts. Pamphlet, as I will be finding Davis's any incorrect names, numbers, and or pronunciations throughout the broadcast. Davis's starting 5, not quite as big as the Vikings. They're a very big team. Davis once again has about 4 rows in the student section. Starters, number 2, Golby Wicker. He has been named their captain. Zach Fisher, number 4. Caden Eggett, another captain, number 10. Ike Morgan, the guard, number 22, the junior, also starting for Davis. And then number 5, Alex Fisher, a 6-foot senior, also getting the start for the darts. So we'll see what they can do today. It's Vikings, the 0-2 Vikings against the 1-0 Darts in a 6A. Taking it up is Morgan. Looking right, setting a screen. Looking for a screen, that is. Fumbles the ball. He's down at the right baseline, throwing it out up top. At the top of the key, throws it out to the left. He gets a screen, bites off it. Driving down the baseline, and it's out of bounds off the Vikings. So it's going to stay Dart basketball. Throwing in will be Morgan. From the baseline, it looks like they're allowing the shot clock to run down a little bit to where it was. As it's currently at 7 seconds on the shot clock. From the baseline, he throws it in, and it's grabbed by Garrett, taking it down the court. Tries to get him, and looks like an out-of-bounds call. And it's a foul on Zach Fisher, the first of the game. First on the darts, first on Fisher. Throwing in will be Mickelson to Peterson. Peterson outside. Throws it cross court to Roberts. Roberts dishes it back to Mickelson. From the top, Roberts, and it's in. So it's 3-0 Vikings to start the game with just over a minute in. The 3-pointer by Roberts puts him on top. Darts throw it into Morgan. Morgan, guarded by Mitten. Now it's Fisher. Wicker on the baseline, and he gets it to go in. So 3-2 is your score. Vikings lead. Garrett, trying to get the offense set. Down wide open in the baseline, and he's fouled. Was Makai Peterson. And he'll take 2 free throws. The foul on Jaden Fisher, his second of the game. And the dart substitute. So out comes Fisher In comes the freshman, or excuse me, the sophomore Atwater, 6'2" guard. And he will not get free throws. He'll throw it in from the baseline. Up top, he gets it to Mitten. Guarded by Fisher, near the timeline. Mitten dancing around. Throws it out to Roberts. Back to Mitten. Over to Peterson. Peterson gets it to Roberts. Roberts driving. Makes a man miss. Can't finish with the left hand. Rebound Mickelson. Mickelson, tough layup. Can't get that one to go. Rebound Roberts. Roberts with his second attempt. Third tries the charm. Vikings get it in. 5-2 moves the score. Atwater, the sub, gets the ball, throws it out. Wicker passes it down in the key. As he gets in the key, it's grabbed by Roberts, and he'll push it out to Mickelson. Mickelson pushing up the court. He's got a 3-on-3. Garrett drops it down. And a whistle's blown. Mitten had the ball. Looks like he went out of bounds, and it'll go back to the Darts. There's a 3-second violation, I'm being told. So Ike Morgan's going to take it up for the Darts. Throws it out to Atwater. Atwater. It's down in the corner now. Guarded by Garrett. It's Wicker with the ball. Got Garrett up top. Passes it. He's over in the corner. Garrett once again on defense. Gets a little jumpy. He drives in, and the three-point shot is good. So it's a 5-5 game with 5 minutes left in the first quarter. As the Vikings try to push the tempo, it's Peterson around the timeline. Gets it to Mitten. Mitten drives, and one is the call. So it's 7-5, the and one for Mitten. And his free throw is no good, off the side of the rim. So the Vikings will reset on defense. It's now Morgan with the ball, guarded by Mitten. The top of the key. Screen set, moves to Roberts, driving on Roberts, gets it to jump, makes a miss. 3-point, tries to drive, doesn't have anything. It's Wicker now, throws it out. Eggett down on the baseline. Throws it up, and a backcourt violation. So it's going to be Vikings basketball. Eggett could not get it successfully. Bounced past timeline, and now it's Viking basketball. Mickelson will inbound. Looks like his key pass, and it does go to Mitten as he crosses the timeline. Out goes Peterson. In comes Chase Chandler. Mitten, Peterson. Driving is Mitten. Gets it out to Garrett. Garrett up top of the key, way high. Drives in. Dumps it low. And under the basket goes Mickelson. Vikings stretch their lead, 9-5. 4:14 left in the first quarter. Trying to drive on Mickelson. On Mitten, I apologize. Garrett, he's double teamed in the corner. And it's a nice left-handed layup for Atwater. Chandler crosses the timeline. And he falls, travels. So a Viking turnover by Chandler. And it's Dart basketball. Throwing it in will be Atwater. Looks like he's going to get it to Morgan. And he does. Back to Atwater. And then up top to, I apologize, now Atwater has the ball. Throws it out. That's Wicker. Wicker drives, right hand, and he finishes. Roberts on the defense. Great D, just better O. Mitten with the ball, looking for an outlet pass, and he finds one. That's Mickelson, and then he hits Roberts. Roberts passes the timeline, gets it to Garrett. Garrett up top, throws it over to Mickelson. Mitten wants the three, doesn't get it. Rebound Mickelson. And it's stolen by Alex Fisher, and he drives, and it's swatted by Roberts. Great defensive play on the other end after the turnover, and there's a foul on Wicker. So the Vikings with the turnover, they go down. Roberts swats it, and it's still 9-9 with 3:09 left to play in the first quarter. Vikings are going to inbound. Mickelson into Mitten. Mitten, the senior 6'4" guard, up top. As he drops it back to Mickelson. Mickelson, and he travels. So the third straight turnover for the Vikings, 2 travels and 1 steal. And it's going to be Wicker, once again inbounding to Morgan, who gives it back to Wicker. Wicker to Atwater. Atwater driving. Drops it down, and it's swatted again by Roberts. Second attempt, no good. And the rebound by Chandler down in the paint. So 2 blocks for Roberts now. Mitten. To Garrett. In the wing. And he has a nice spin move. Can't finish. Can't get the rebound either. It's Eggett who gives it over to... Oh, we've got a wide open 3 by Fisher. No good. Wicker with the rebound. Gets it over to Atwater. Atwater to Morgan. Morgan at the top of the key. Morgan drives right hand on Garrett, and it's swatted. So the third block for the Vikings in about 5 possessions. As now the Vikings go hurry up. Deep 3 by Roberts. Can't find net. And there's a foul on Chandler. That's the first team foul on the Vikings. The Darts have 4. There's 1:53 left in the first period. So out goes Roberts. In comes Dean, the 6'8" senior center. The only player listed as a center on the Vikings roster. Pushing it up is Wicker. Wicker over to Atwater. Atwater drives baseline right hand, and he gets it over Dean. So it's 11-9 Darts. After a strong offensive start, the Vikings are starting to sputter. Garrett trying to control the offense, throws it out to Mitten. Mitten back to Garrett. Garrett finds a wide open Peterson. Peterson finishes on the left side of the basket. It's 11-11 now. Over to Wicker. Wicker gets a screen by Atwater. Throws it out to Fisher. Fisher over to Atwater. Atwater to 22. 22 in the corner. Doesn't have anything. He finds his man. It's Eggett. Gives it over to Atwater. Atwater back to Eggett at the top of the key. Eggett has nowhere to go. Gets it over to Atwater in the left corner. And the jumper, Jay, no good. Bounces out. So under 55 seconds left to play in the first quarter. We're tied 11-11. Vikings have the ball and they're driving. Garrett pushing the tempo. Feeds a pass to Peterson. Peterson under the basket. Can't find anyone. Tried to get it to Mitten, and it's stolen. And there's a foul on Chase Chandler. I believe that's his second of the game. His first of the game. 41.7 left in the first quarter. So it's Morgan, 22. Pushes it past the timeline, guarded by Mitten. Throws it out to Eggett. Eggett back to Morgan at the top of the key. Doesn't have anyone. Garrett lets it go, and it's going to stay. It's going to become Viking basketball. Under 26 and a half seconds left to go. Inbounding will be Mitten. Looks like his main guy is going to be Makai Peterson. If you've been watching our streams all year, you know him from the football team, the wide out. Mitten is going to cross the timeline with it. 2-3 is what the Vikings set up in. Mitten looks more like an ISO look up top. Trying to drive right. Gets to the corner. Has to pass. Can't find an outlet, and he gets it to Garrett. Garrett at the top of the key. Drops it out to Dean. Dean can't find it. Gets the rebound, and that's the quarter. So after one, it's Vikings 11, Darts 11. We'll be back with the second quarter on PGSN.
With the feeling! With the feeling! With the feeling! All day like, all night like, offense like, defense like, with a sound like, with a sound like, with a sound like. Hey, 1, 2, 3, let's go!
Second quarter of Darts Vikings on PGSN. We're tied 11 apiece here with 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. We're just beginning it. You haven't missed anything yet. Up top is Murdoch, his first time checking into the game. Top of the key. Gets it out to Peterson. Peterson gets a screen by Dean. Can't get around it. Throws it out to Garrett. And it's stolen by not Eggett, I apologize. Stolen by Mitten. Not Mitten. Apologize, I'm still trying to pull up my roster once again. That was 22, Morgan. Now driving, trying to finish with his right hand, and there's a foul. We'll see who they get with it. It was Dean, the senior center. The free throws will go to Eggett, senior forward for the Darts. He makes his first one, so that puts the Darts up 12-11. On comes Roberts, out comes Dean. Apologize, that's not Dean. Out comes Garrett. Dean will stay on the floor. Garrett, the focal point of the Vikings offense. Eggett's second is good. So the Darts put themselves up 13-11. Taking it out is Murdoch. Top of the key. Tries to hit a streaking Peterson. Can't get him. Throws it out. Down to Dean. Dean finishes. Can't quite get it. Rebound. Roberts. Roberts puts it up himself. Can't finish that. Roberts once again and the and one. Looks like they got the foul before the shot. It was on Connor Swap of the Darts. Or Jonathan Gordon, I apologize. Swap is still on the bench. And it was not before the shot. So it's 13-13, the and one opportunity for Roberts. And he makes it. So Vikings up 1, 6:57 left in the second period. Out to Brown. I apologize, Morgan. Morgan takes across the timeline. Atwater. Dishes it off to Fisher. Alex Fisher, that is. There are two Fishers on the roster. There's an Alex and a Zach. Alex is the older brother, it seems. Eggett. Out to Fisher. Fisher over to Atwater. And it was touched by Murdoch and went out of bounds. So it'll stay Dart basketball with 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Throwing it in will be Eggett. Sitting for the Vikings is Peterson. The new player is Mitten. Mitten guarding Atwater. The three, in and out. Rebound Fisher. Throws it over to Atwater. And then down to Eggett. Eggett back to Atwater. Atwater Can't get, Mitten tries to draw the charge, doesn't get it. There's a wide open man in the corner, it's Atwater, and it goes out again. That's Chase Chandler with the rebound. Throws it over to Mitten, and he'll take it up the court himself. Looking to drive, hops out of it. Fisher on the defense, throws it over to Murdoch. Then that's Roberts, trying to drive, jumper, no good. Second attempt, no good. Ball rolls out of bounds. And it's Dart basketball. A little unsurety there by the refs for a couple seconds. Couldn't figure out who to give the ball to, and they gave it to the Darts. In comes Garrett and Mickelson. Out go Chandler and Murdoch. So the Vikings now have Garrett, Mickelson, Dean, Roberts, and Mitten on the court. Mitten will guard. And it's over to Fisher. Fisher to Wicker, and it's poked out of bounds by Mitten. So it'll stay Dart basketball. 20 seconds left on the shot clock, 5:32 left in the second quarter. Vikings lead by 1, 14-13. This time it's Morgan, 22, inbounding. He gets it out to Eggett. Eggett over to Fisher. Fisher to Atwater. Atwater over to Morgan. Morgan driving left hand on Garrett, and he loses it. Mitten can't get the steal, and it's up top to Wicker, and then over to Fisher, who airballs a shot. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. And did he get it off in time? He did. He airballs that one as well. So 2 airballs by the Darts on 1 possession. It's a shot clock violation, and it's Viking basketball with 5:07 left in the second quarter. It's going to be Mickelson to inbound. He's going to inbound it to Mitten. Mitten gets the ball. He's going to take it across the baseline, getting the call from Coach McAllister. Taking it up. Garrett looks to set a screen, doesn't get one. Mitten tries to drive left, tries to drive right. Now Garrett up at the 3-point corner. Drops it out to Mickelson. Mickelson over to Garrett up top. Garrett drives left hand. And it's poked away. Travel on Garrett. And it's going to be Dart basketball, which might be a little bit of a relief for the Vikings, as it looked like Morgan was going to have a fast break one-on-one on his own. Now the Vikings will have time to set up their defense. So Mitten's going to guard up top on Morgan. Morgan's got Atwater to his left. He's going to drive right. Drops it off to Fisher. Fisher to Atwater. Atwater at the top of the key, guarded by Mitten. Atwater over to Wicker. Wicker to Morgan. Back to Wicker. Wicker looking left. Throws it left to Morgan. Morgan to Atwater. Left side, guarded by Dean. Back to Wicker. Wicker drives, right hand, under the basket. Can't get anything. Rebound, Garrett. Vikings pushing it the other way. Garrett has to pick it up. Drops it over to Mickelson. Mickelson crosses the base, crosses the half line. Driving, left hand, and a foul will be called on 22. And out goes Dean, in comes Hadley. The foul was called on Morgan of the Darts. That's the Darts' 6th of the half. Vikings have 3. We're just under 4 left to play in the second quarter. Garrett on the outside. Tosses it out. Athletic play to Hadley. Hadley drops it down. Mickelson can't finish. Garrett does. 16-13 is your score. Vikings take the 3-point lead. 3:45 left to go in the second quarter. A great finish by Garrett on that play. It's Eggett. Back over to Morgan. Morgan looking right. Tosses it right. Eggett back to Morgan. Morgan drives left hand. Doesn't put it up. And it's a charge. So it's Viking basketball. Turnover. Mickelson will inbound. Looks like he's going to have Mitten. Out comes Morgan. In comes Wright. 1, 3, 5, 2, and 10 on the court for the Darts. That's Atwater, Wicker, Wright, Fisher, and Eggett. Mitten crosses the half line for the Vikings. Goes right, gets Garrett. Garrett's got a lane. Uses that lane. Tosses it out, and there's a foul called on 2. That's Wicker. of the darts. They're 8th, and the Vikings are now in the bonus. So a 1-and-1 for Garrett here. 3:16 left in the second period. Vikings still 5 fouls away from the bonus opportunity. Out goes Wright. In comes the second Fisher, Zach. So Zach Fisher wears 4. Alex Fisher wears 5. Garrett's first shot is in, so he'll get the second shot of the 1-and-1. Vikings take the 4-point lead. 3 minutes left in the second quarter. 3:12 specifically. In comes Wright, Bennett Wright. Out goes Eggett. So the darts now with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in. Garrett with his second shot, and it's in. So 18-13 moves the score. Vikings lead by 5. He's taking it is Wright. Wright over to Fisher. And a whistle's blown as they're trying to get the shot clock set up. Up top is Fisher. Is Wright, I apologize. Throws it over to Atwater. Atwater driving on the baseline. Finds Wright. And a whistle is blown. It's a foul on Mitten. With 2:55 left to go in the second period. It's Fisher. Gets it to Atwater. Atwater to Wicker. Wicker to Wright to Fisher. Atwater now. To Fisher. Gets it poked away. Maintains possession. Over to Wicker. 15 left on the shot clock. Wright driving, left hand. Atwater, top of the key. Drives once again. Garrett can't get the block, but he does get an air ball. So under 2:30 left to play. Garrett pushing it up. That's going to be Roberts driving. Throws it out. The 3 is in and out by Hadley, and a foul whistle. And the foul's on Isaac Garrett. It's his second of the game, I believe, and the 5th for the Vikings. The 5 seconds end. So it's 18-13 Vikings, 2:17 left in the second quarter. We'll go to commercials. Be back right after this. Exactly. It's a good thing for us. So 2:17 left in the second quarter. It's 18-13 Vikings. Vikings have the bonus and are 3 fouls away from giving the bonus to the darts. Inbounding will be Morgan. Can't find anyone yet. And he finds his man. Heavily contested is Wicker. Wicker now looking for an outlet. Guarded by Hadley. Crosses the court. Morgan out to Fisher, I believe, and it is Fisher with the shot and the rebound by Garrett. So Garrett drives out to Mitten. Mitten, right hand, finish, no good. Rebound Mitten. His own finish is good. So Vikings get to 21st. They're up 7 with 1:50 left in the second quarter. Morgan out to Fisher. Number 4 Fisher, that is. Atwater, 3 is good. So the Vikings deficit get cut to 4, 1:35 left in the second quarter. Morgan, top of the key. I apologize, top of the key. Garrett, stutter step, left hand, and it's good. So 22-16. Morgan Gets it to Atwater. Still hasn't crossed the half line yet, and they do now. Atwater up top, handling the ball. Can't get it to Wicker. He gets it to Fisher instead. Fisher drives, and it's intercepted by Mickelson. He waits for a second, now he's driving. Left hand. And he finishes with his right, 24-16. 8-point lead for the Vikings, 53 seconds left. Morgan gets it across the timeline. Throws it out left. That's Fisher. Fisher over to Wicker. Atwater. Pump fakes. Over to Wicker. Wicker, top of the key, drives, right hand, guarded by Mitten, and it's stolen. I believe that steal will go for Hadley. Hadley. And it's poked out of bounds by Wright as he was looking for Mickelson. It's still Viking basketball with just under 30 seconds left. And Eggett will come in for Wright for the darts. Vikings keep the 5 they got out there. They've got Roberts, Garrett, Hadley, Mickelson, and Mitten. A ghost of their starting 5, but their starting 5 nonetheless. Mitten gets it into Roberts. Roberts drives, right hand, spin move. Beautiful move, but can't finish. Rebound Eggett. Gets it out to Morgan, and a foul's called on Mitten. He doesn't think that's justified, but it's a foul nonetheless. The Vikings' 6th of the period. They've still got 2 more before the penalty. In comes Makai Peterson for the Vikings. Out goes Mitten with his 2nd foul of the quarter, I believe. Have the half. Into Morgan. As he's going to be guarded by Mickelson. Morgan. He's got Mickelson on his left. He's guarded by Peterson. Back to Morgan. Driving. Dumps it off. That's Fisher. Alex Fisher, the senior, with the 3. So the Vikings lead's cut to 5 with 1.6 left in the first half. The Vikings will call a timeout to get their last play set up. It's 24 Vikings, 19 darts with 1.6 left in the second quarter on PGSN, Pleasant Grove Sports Network. Davis players who have played so far, so I don't have to keep scrolling. Got 4 minutes, 15 seconds left in halftime. Vikings lead 24-19. We're going to do a quick halftime show here on PGSN Pleasant Grove Sports Network, your home for all Vikings sports. Once again, Vikings lead by 5. Good game so far. Looking great for Peterson. He had a great finish in the closing seconds of the second quarter. It's been mostly Peterson today for the Vikings. Mitten's been getting involved. And then for the Darts, it's been mostly Morgan, who looks like their star player. We'll see what gets done in the second half as the Vikings look to win their first game of the season. Their second game against a non-number 1 nationally ranked team. Vikings will look to really hit those 3-pointers in the second half, really attack the outside to give Garrett some open space down low. But don't be shocked if Garrett takes a couple of those threes. He is a little bit of a sharp shooter himself as the teams with 3 minutes left in halftime. As I mentioned before the broadcast, the Darts are 1-0 this season with a 20-plus point win over a small school. Upcoming Vikings basketball games, just so you know when to tune in to PGSN. Hillcrest from Idaho Falls will be played on Saturday at 12:20 p.m. The game will be at Corner Canyon High School, but against Hillcrest. Tuesday of next week, that's a week from yesterday, the Vikings will play Mountain Ridge away as they travel to Harriman. That game will be at 7 o'clock, and as always, it will be broadcast on PGSN. And then a week from today, the Vikings travel to Provo to take on Timpview once again at 7 p.m. on your home for the Vikings, PGSN. So once again, they've looked great so far. Vikings have a couple huge blocks at the other side of the court by Roberts and one by Dean. They've kept the Darts out of the paint. Now the Vikings just need to score and keep doing what they've been doing on defense. Out comes Coach McAllister and Scoville, along with Youngbull and Clement. .105 left in halftime before you get to see your Vikings take the court again. The Davis cheerleaders are currently trying to get their 4 rows of student section pumped up. We thank you for tuning in to PGSN today and today's coverage of the Vikings versus the Darts. I hope you continue to use PGSN as your #1 provider for Viking sports throughout the basketball season and into the spring. Vikings come on the field to warm up. Garrett's practicing 3-pointers in the corner, something we hope to see him take a lot of in the second half. The Darts still yet to take the court as they assemble near the tunnel. And they take the court now, ready to warm up. So one thing, as I've mentioned earlier, that the Vikings need to focus on is shooting the 3. Similarly to in football, how running the ball opens up play action, shooting the 3 well and effectively. He likes to sit down by the corner, so we're looking at baseline shots, maybe mid-range J's for him. The Vikings not looking too hot from 3 in warm-ups, as there's one hit by Peterson before the second half begins. We've got just under 40 seconds before we bring you the second half of Vikings Darts here on PGSN, your home for Viking sports. You can run a commercial. Morgan drives on Mitten, now Switter. He dumps it down to Eggett, and he drops the ball. Mickelson crosses the half line, throws it over to Garrett. Garrett behind the arc, looking for Mitten, can't find him. Looks to create his own shot. Left hand, finish, in and out. Hit the back of the rim. Driving now is Wicker. Wicker can't finish. We apologize for any camera issues we may be experiencing. As the inbound pass out to Wicker. Wicker drives right hand. No good. Tap in, and it's an offensive goaltending. What looks like a beautiful tap in by Wicker ends up becoming a goaltending, and the Darts lose the points. So the Vikings stay up by 5. It's now Mickelson. Throws it over to Garrett. Garrett, Vikings haven't crossed the midpoint yet. Drops it over, driving Mickelson. Looks to finish, and he can't. Rebound. And the finish by Roberts. So that puts the Vikings up 7 with just under 7 left to play. Drops it out to Wicker. Wicker driving. Can't find anyone, and a foul's called on Roberts. A little bit of an iffy foul call there, but a foul nonetheless. And now it's Morgan for the inbound. Can't find anyone. Gets it off just in time. It's Eggett now. Throws it over to Alex Fisher. Fisher throws it over to Wicker. Wicker out to Eggett. Eggett now holds and sails it over the head of Alex Fisher. It's going to be Viking basketball. Inbounding will be Mickelson. And they substitute. Atwater comes in for Wicker. Atwater, a big contributor for the Darts in the first half, was on the court for most of the half. Mickelson, jump stop. Throws it out to Garrett. Garrett up top. Drives. Can't find anything. Mickelson from 3, pump fake. Drives and can't finish. Garrett with the rebound off the glass, and the foul's called on Eggett. Garrett's presumably going to go to the line for 2. Looking to put the Vikings up 7. He made a pair of free throws in the first half on a 1-and-1. After the Darts gave up the bonus with about 4 minutes left to play, and he looks to do it again here. First shot is good. Vikings up 8. Doesn't hold the ball for that long. He just gets it and shoots. Works out pretty well for him. One dribble, and the shot is good. So Vikings go up 9. Morgan now with the ball. Crosses the timeline. Looking left. Looking left. Gets it over left to Zach Fisher. Back over to Morgan on the right. He's going to hand it off to Atwater. Atwater up top. Over to Fisher. Fisher drives. He's going to have to finish with his left hand. Dumps it out to Eggett, and the foul's called. We'll see who this one gets dropped on. It's going to be on Garrett. His second. Morgan with the inbound. Inbounds it to Fisher. Fisher goes to finish. And Roberts just gets just enough. Garrett drives. Drops it over to Mitten. Mitten gets the foul call. He's going to get 2. Vikings with a chance to go up double digits. The hit on the wrist was just enough. Vikings up 9. Looking for the 10th. Mitten with the free throws. He's going to get 2. It's the second team foul for the Darts. Both teams have 2 so far. And he makes it. So Vikings go up 29-19. 5:48 left to play in the third quarter. 29-19 is your score. Mitten, his second from the line. His second and final. And his shot is good. Atwater will inbound. Atwater to Morgan. Morgan, clearly the player that the coaches think is the best on this squad. As he'll drive. Dump it out to Fisher. Morgan looks a little scared to shoot sometimes. Fisher to Fisher. Over to Morgan. Drives. Accidentally picks it up, and it's a travel. So it becomes Viking basketball, up 11. 30-19. Inbounding will be Mickelson. He's going to inbound to Mitten. As they set Peterson down in the corner. As he'll cross. Mitten gets it to Garrett past the timeline. Drops it over, and it's caught by Mickelson. Mickelson finishes left hand, 32-19. Timeout called. I apologize. It looks like another issue with the shot clock. As it looks like the remote they continue to use is not completely effective for them. So a stoppage of play. Vikings lead 32-19 with 5:11 left in the third quarter. Checking in, going out is Morgan, incoming is Wicker. We'll see if Wicker is going to be more willing to pull the trigger. He exits to clapping from the camo out Davis student section. Driving up Atwater. Gets a screen from Eggett. I apologize. Fisher drives. Gets it over to Eggett. Eggett must finish with the right hand, and it's good. So Darts cross into 20-point territory, still down 11 with just under 4:50 left to play in the third quarter. Mitten crosses the timeline. Gets it out to Garrett. Garrett driving. Left side. Gets it out to Mickelson. Mickelson behind the line. He drives. He can't find anything. Now it's Mitten's turn. 10 left on the shot clock, and he drops it down to Roberts. Roberts, 1-on-4. Doesn't get it. Can't get the second try. And now it's Fisher pushing the tempo. Mitten gets a good stop. Wicker gets fouled by Peterson, Makai Peterson. His first, Vikings third of the half, with just a little more than 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter. It's Wicker, drives, right hand. Roberts can't get a hand on it. That's 2. Out to Mickelson. Mickelson, back to Mitten. Mitten trying to get a little crisscross applesauce in there. Mickelson out to Garrett. Garrett looks left, gets it left to Mitten. Mitten over to Garrett. Garrett up top. He's going to drive left side. Beautiful move, can't finish. Rebound Mickelson. States Vikings basketball. Over to Mitten, into Roberts. Out to Garrett. Garrett pump fake. He's going to take the mid-range J, and it doesn't fall. Off Fisher, off Mickelson. So it stays Dart basketball. In comes Chandler, and in comes Dean. Out goes Roberts, and out goes Peterson. Driving is Wicker. Gets a screen by Eggett. Fisher. Over to Fisher. Over to Wicker. Staying outside the three-point line. Now they go in with Eggett. And it's almost stolen by Mickelson, but he got part of the hand. So the Vikings are already halfway to giving the bonus to the Darts. And we've got 3:06 left to play in the third quarter. Wicker's going to inbound. The Darts have got Atwater, Wicker, Fisher, Fisher, and Eggett. Fisher to Fisher, out to Atwater. Atwater gets it over to Fisher. Fisher over to Wicker. Now Fisher again. Drives, right hand, loses it, gets it back. Throws it over to Atwater. Garrett read that like a book, but couldn't get the hand on it to steal. Mickelson on the D, and the three is no good. But rebound Darts. Atwater, top of the key, guarded by Mitten. Drives right, shoots right, and it's good. So 25-32, Vikings with 2:33 left to play in the third quarter. Possession arrow towards them. And now they elect to take it slow with Mickelson. We'd like to thank KSL as an official sponsor for the Vikings. Off the foot of the ref. Now it's Eggett, and he finishes. So 27-32. Vikings lead cut to 5 with 2:18 left in the third period. We'll be right back right after this.
We defeated it! We defeated it! We defeated like all day like all night like offense like defense like we the sound like we the sound like we the sound like. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
.27 is your score with 2:17 left in the third period. Your Vikings lead by 5. That lead was once 12 and then got axed in the last couple possessions. We'd like to thank KSL as an official partner of PGSN throughout our season, helping us whatever way they can. Driving up Mitten. He's guarded by none other than Fisher. To Garrett. Garrett to Dean. Had him, and he can't finish. And the Vikings can't get the rebound. Darts with a chance to make this a one-score game on this possession. Atwater over to Fisher. Fisher to Wicker. Wicker gets it over to Atwater. Atwater from 3 into Eggett. Eggett. And it's blocked by Garrett. The whole stadium of Davis fans wants a goaltending, but they don't get the call. Mitten fumbles it on the other sideline. And they're going to give it to the Darts. It seemed like it could have been a jump ball. And, it's going to stay Viking basketball as they got the timeout off in time. Boos raining down for the refs as they wanted the jump ball before the timeout. And they wanted a goaltend on that play. So Vikings up by 5, 1:32 left. Looks like the Vikings are going to roll with Chandler, Mitten, Garrett, Dean, and Hadley for this next possession and opportunity. I repeat once again, 1:32 left in the third quarter. Vikings lead 32-27. They have 4 fouls in the half. The Darts with only 2. Looking good so far the second half in foul trouble. Vikings look to take the court again with the ball down at the baseline on their side of the court. We'll see what they can do here. Darts break their huddle. And the Vikings break their huddle. So the Darts come out with the same lineup, both Fishers, Wicker, and Atwater, and Eggett. The Vikings come out with the aforementioned lineup of Mitten, Dean, Garrett, Chandler, and Hadley. And it will be Dart basketball. Fisher's going to inbound to Wicker. And Wicker gets it over to Atwater. Atwater open from the free throw line. Can't get it in. Rebound, Fisher. A lot of hands down there, and there's a foul called. The foul's on Hadley, the Vikings' 5th of the half, and it's not even the end of the third quarter yet. It's going to be Wicker inbounding to Fisher. Fisher fumbles it, gets it back. Out to Aguirre. Over to Wicker. No good. Fisher with the rebound. Garrett with the swat. Throws it over to Mitten. Mitten makes a man miss. It's Fisher. Number 5, Fisher, that is. Gets it into Dean, and a foul's called on Eggett. That's the Darts' third of the half, and the student section doesn't like that either. 58.3 left in the third quarter. Vikings are going to keep the ball. It's going to be Hadley inbounding. Hadley looking for someone, gets it into Mitten. Mitten gets Garrett. Garrett can't find Hadley. He's got his pivot foot. Double teamed. And a good finish by Garrett. It's another 7-point lead for the Vikings with 45 seconds left. The Dart bench wanted to travel. They don't get one. Atwater to Fisher. Fisher over to Wicker. So what we haven't seen a ton of is Morgan in the second half for the Darts. Over to Eggett. Eggett for a 3. Doesn't go in. Almost gets his own rebound. It's Fisher, and he puts it. Chandler inbounding right in front of his own bench. He gets Garrett. Garrett drives, pivots, and sinks it. So 36 do something wrong, and it's going to be a timeout called. I apologize, not another timeout. There's a problem with the clock. So the refs go, and he's going to go talk to the scoreboard operator for a second, as Eggett just wants to inbound the ball. And now the ref leaves. Still no clue what that problem was about. They changed the clock to 7.6 left in this half. So Eggett will inbound to Wicker. Wicker now on Garrett. Garrett goes over the top of him. He's going to get 2. It's the Vikings' 7th foul in the third quarter. They're 1 away from a bonus for the remainder of the fourth. They're going to put time back on the clock. Looks like it's going to be 2.7 seconds. And he's going to get free throws. So the Vikings only up by 6 here. The shooter is Wright, or I apologize, Wicker. Wright is on the bench. First shot is in and out. Rebound Garrett. He's got 2.7 left. Hucks it down. The clock didn't start in time, so he had so much more time than that. But the result is the same. 36-30 Vikings after 3 on PGSN, your home of Pleasant Grove Sports. .36-30 is your score. We're beginning the fourth quarter here on Pleasant Grove Sports Network, your home for Vikings sports. You'll find it nowhere else like you do here on PGSN. We'd like to thank KSL as our official partner. We've got 8 minutes left in this game. Vikings lead by 6. They already have 7 fouls in the half. The Darts with 4. Something they're surely getting lectured about now is the fouls. Vikings come on with Roberts, Garrett, Mitten, Chandler, and Hadley, the same crew they left with. The Darts come on with Eggett, Atwater, Fisher, and Wicker, the same 5 they left the quarter with. So they leave Morgan on the bench for crunch time. Vikings are going to inbound the ball. They get it here in the fourth. So go and have a quick discussion with the shot clock operator. and the clock operators. No doubt reminding them of the fourth quarter rules as he goes 0 for 2 on the free throws. And the foul by Garrett means nothing except for the opportunity to bonus later in the period. Possession arrows towards the Vikings as Wicker exits the court. And on comes Morgan. So Wicker goes and sits on a medical table. Looks like it's his ankle or foot they're looking at. So we hope he's okay. Garrett inbounds. And he's going to toss it over to Chandler. So Chase Chandler takes across the half line. Gets it over to Mitten. Up top at the key. Mitten. Drives right. Hits Garrett down low. It's double teamed. And he can't find Chandler in the corner. He had an open man and a great lane, just couldn't get to it. So Morgan's going to inbound back in for the Darts. As Wicker comes back in, or looks to check back in. He can't quite yet. And they are going to let him check back in. So he looks happy, healthy, and okay. Out comes Morgan, in comes Wicker for the Darts. And he will inbound in the corner. 7:44 left in the whole game, actually. As Wicker looks to inbound, can't find anyone, and he ends up finding Eggett. Back over to Atwater. Atwater crosses the timeline. Drives left, gets it over to Fisher. Fisher to Wicker. Wicker to Fisher. Fisher up top, drives left. Drops it off to Eggett. Eggett, right hand, and he's fouled. That's the Vikings' 8th of the period. Gives them the bonus, and it's going to be a 1-and-1 no matter what from here on out. This was a shooting foul, so he'll get 2. It's going to be Eggett, the shooter. So he draws a great foul, and the Vikings are already in the, and the Darts are already in the bonus. His first shot, he does get 2, and it bounces in and out. In comes Peterson and Mickelson. Out go Garrett and Chandler. As they'll go take their spots towards the front of the bench. His second shot goes in, so 36-31 is your score. 7:26 left. Vikings lead by 5 in the fourth and final quarter of this game. Finds Mitten in the corner. Risky pass by Mickelson. Mitten, the clear ball handler for the Vikings here. Looks to do some on his own, and he drops it over to Peterson. Peterson drives, and he gets fouled. The penalty is called on number 4, Zach Fisher. 7:13 left to play in the fourth quarter. Inbounding is Hadley. Hadley can't find anyone, and he's going to drop it up to Roberts, who gets it, drives. Jay, back of the rim. Now the Vikings try to contest, and the Darts try to make it a one-score game. Atwater. I apologize. Now it's Atwater. Drives, left hand. No good. Mickelson with the rebound. Now he pushes. Atwater's behind him. Can't find it. Stolen by Eggett. And getting it back is Mickelson. Over to Peterson. Peterson over to Roberts. Roberts, deep three. Doesn't get it. Rebound, Zach Fisher. Over to Atwater. Favorable matchup here. Gets it over to Fisher. Fisher drives. Over to Eggett. And no good. Roberts with the rebound. He pushes forward now. Over to Mickelson. Mickelson. And he gets deflected. It's going to stay Viking basketball. 6:22 left in the fourth quarter as the teams are starting to move fast. And a timeout is called. 6:22 left in the fourth quarter. Vikings lead 36-31 on Pleasant Grove Sports Network, your home for Viking sports. 6:22 left in the fourth quarter. Your Vikings lead 36-31. As they once had a lead of 12, got cut down to 3, and now it's 5. So it's going to be an inbound pass for Mickelson. Mickelson gets the inbound to Mitten. Mitten can't get the finish. Mickelson almost gets the rebound, but it's grabbed by Atwater. Atwater to Fisher. Fisher is going to push the tempo, crosses the base, crosses the timeline, out to Eggert. And he fumbles the ball. It's picked up by Hadley. Hadley pushes. Over to Mickelson. Hadley, 3, short. Way short for Hadley. It's an air ball, and he'll hear about it from the student section. So it's Wicker who's driving on Mickelson. It's Eggett now, and he puts it up and in. So it's a one-score game. Vikings lead by 3 with 5:40 left to play in the game. Mitten crosses the timeline. And there's another problem with the shot clock. So something that's clearly not working here at Davis is the shot clock. Inbounding now is Peterson. Peterson gets it into Mitten. Mitten back to Peterson. Peterson past the arc. Gets it over to Roberts. Roberts drives, fumbles it. Picked up by Fisher, now fought for, and it's going to be a jump ball, it seems. A jump ball should go back to the Vikings with where the possession arrow was. It looks like he might have switched it too soon. But they're going to keep it to Davis. Now the arrow switches to the Vikings. So 36-33, 5:15 left in the fourth quarter. The possession arrow is a weirdly good thing to have on your side at this point of the game. Atwater floater, no good. Picked up by Roberts. Roberts driving. It's got Atwater on his behind. And a foul's called on Wicker. And the Vikings stay out of the bonus even after their 6th foul for the Darts. Inbounding is Mickelson. He gets it into Mitten. Mitten, great finish. 38-33 is your score now. 5 left to play. Vikings up by 5. Driving is out bonus. So 1-1 will be shot by Mickelson as he looks to make it a 3-point lead. A 1-1, I believe, and they're going to give him 2. And he makes the first one. 39-36 is your score. 4:15 left to play in the fourth quarter. Vikings lead. Crucial second free throw coming up. Out goes Garrett. In comes Murdoch, who's seen limited action today, but he has seen the court. Mickelson with his second free throw. Clinks off the front of the rim. Rebound's not grabbed by Roberts, but it'll stay on this side. Viking basketball goes off the hands of Wicker. And now the Vikings will look to make it an even bigger deficit. Mickelson inbounding now. Throws it out to Roberts. Roberts is going to drive with his left hand. Pass it out to Murdoch. Murdoch over to Peterson. Peterson top of the key. Gets it over to Murdoch. Murdoch top of the key. Once again, 4:02 left. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Roberts now drives. Can't find anyone, and he finds Mickelson under the basket, and 1. The and 1 call for Mickelson, and the Vikings have a chance to make it a 6-point ball game with 3:54 left in the fourth quarter. He's just going to get the and 1 off the shot. The Vikings send Murdoch and Roberts into the base. The shot by Mickelson. Free throw is good. So a 6-point game for the Vikings as they widen their once 2-point lead. The Vikings have had the lead for the entirety of the game. There's no reason to give it up now. As they put back in Morgan, now it's Fisher. Fisher drives, left hand. Can't finish. He does finish. 38-42. He finished with his right hand from the left side. It's Mitten now. Stadium gets a little louder. Mickelson makes a man drop. And a blocking foul is called. 8 fouls for both teams. Davis hates that call. They believe he was set. Ref looks like he was in the restricted area. So 2 shots, I believe, is going to be the call for Mickelson. Vikings 1 away from the double bonus. And he is going to get 2. So Mickelson with crucial free throws. Vikings up 4. Shot number 1 is good. 43-38. Mickelson with some crucial free throws down the stretch for the Vikings. His second one. Looking to make it an expansive 2-score game. His second shot is off the front of the rim. Rebound, Fisher. Fisher over to Morgan. Morgan pushing up. Pushing. Gets it over to Fisher. Fisher drives, gives it to Murdoch. Murdoch past the half line. Over to Mickelson. Mickelson huge, and he gets fouled again. So to my belief, that should put the Vikings in the double bonus. And they do have the double bonus. So 2 free throws for every foul from now on for the Vikings. So it looks like the Vikings were in foul trouble early with 8 fouls to begin this quarter. They haven't had a single one yet, and now it's Davis with 10. And it's Mickelson again with 2. His first free throw. In and out. And he gets a second one. Fisher thought he had the rebound. In comes Atwater. Out goes the other Fisher, Alex Fisher. Now it's Mickelson. His second free throw. He's made 1 of every 2 he gets so far this game. We'll see if that stands here, and it doesn't, off the front of the rim again. So Fisher rebound, gives it to Morgan. Morgan driving. Vikings stay with a 5-point lead. Atwater over to Fisher, and he throws it away. Mitten can't grab it, and it's a foul. We'll see who they call this one on. And this one goes against Fisher, so the Vikings get 2 more free throws. If the Vikings win this game, it's going to be from the charity stripe. As Davis fans start to lose it, it's Mitten with 2 shots. Garrett looking to check back in. He makes his first one. And now Garrett's coming in. Or it was believed Garrett was coming in. They blew the horn, but Garrett hasn't moved since. Mitten with his second, and he misses that one. So Vikings keep the score at 6 after 6 straight free throws. They only made 2 of them. Under 3 minutes left to play. Vikings just looking to put this one away. Morgan for Davis on the baseline. Gives it up to Atwater. Atwater over to Eggett, and it goes off his chest. Mitten guarding Wicker now. Up to Morgan. Morgan cross court to Atwater. Atwater drives. Stopped maybe a little too early. Wicker driving now. And it's going to go off Mitten. And out of bounds. It's going to stay Davis basketball with 8 seconds left. In comes Garrett now. Out goes Murdoch. So the Vikings rolling with Mickelson, Peterson, Roberts, Garrett, and Mitten. And Wicker, who they've been rolling with for the majority of the second half. Under 2:30 left to play in this game. He's going to lob it up. Contested by Peterson. So he has to take a very contested 3 as the shot clock's falling down, and he sinks it. 3-point game. Vikings lead with 2 minutes left to play. Crucial possession here. Garrett in his right hand takes his 3 in and out, and he can't get his own rebound. Now it's Fisher. Fisher to Fisher as he throws it up to Eggett. Eggett from 3 gets to Atwater. Atwater spins on Mitten. Over to Eggett. Eggett from 3. We've got a tie ball game. 44-44, 1:54 left to play, and we've got a timeout from the Vikings. We'll be right back after this with 1:52 left to play in this game. Tie ball game 44 on PGSN, your home for Pleasant Grove Sports.
With the feeling! With the feeling! With the feeling! All day like, all night like, offense like, defense like, with a sound like, with a sound like, with a sound like. Something 1, 2, 3, let's go!
So the Vikings lead that was once 12, then 2, then 6 is now 0. 44-44 with 1:52 left to play in this game. Vikings are going to have the ball. They went 2 for 6 from the stripe their last 6 shots. And Davis hit 2 key three-pointers to get them back into this ball game. Inbounding is Hadley into Mitten. Mitten crosses the half line. Driving, right hand on Agate. And he can't finish. Rebound Fisher. Davis has a chance to take the lead for the first time in the ball game. Driving Wicker, and they take it. 46-44. Davis has a lead for the first time in the game with 1:30 left to play. We've got 90 seconds left. Mitten out to Peterson. Peterson drives. He gets his own 2 back. 46-46, 80 seconds left to play. Wicker with the ball out to Atwater. Atwater to Fisher. They've kept Morgan on the bench for the majority of the second half, except for when Wicker went to the medical table. Speaking of Wicker, he now has the ball up to Atwater. Atwater over to Fisher. Fisher to Wicker. Wicker driving. Wicker looking. Wicker throws it over the head. And it's a foul. So 2 shots will seemingly be awarded. 2 shots will be awarded to the Vikings. That's the 12th foul in the game for Davis. They're not changing the fouls on the board anymore. It's just stuck at 10. But they've had 12. Under a minute left to play. We've got a tie ball game. It's going to be up to Mickelson once again to pull this together for the Vikings. He's gone 2 for 6 himself from the stripe today. We'll see what he can do here. He went 1 for 2, 1 for 2, and then 0 for 2. So he went 1 for 2, 1 for 2, and now 0 for 2. He's going to go 2 for 2 here and get his average back to 50%. Let's hope it's not an old announcer's jinx. Here's Mickelson. The Vikings send Peterson and Roberts down in the base. Mickelson with his first shot of 2. And he airballs it. He airballs the free throw as the Vikings choose to continue to keep Garrett on the bench. Another questionable decision that we'll look at after this game. Now it's Mickelson with his second to take the lead. He gets it. 47-46 is your score. We've got 57 seconds left, and the Vikings are going to take a timeout. We'll see who they put on the floor after this on your home for Viking Sports, PGSN. So 47-46 is your score. We've got 57.3 seconds left to play. We'll see who the Vikings elect to play for this next possession. It looks like they're going to stay with Mickelson, Peterson, Hadley, Roberts, and Mitten, keeping Garrett off the floor. Now, it's unclear to me whether or not he's in foul trouble. He has had a couple called against him this game, but I'm unclear if it's enough to keep him off the court for the last 57 seconds. Vikings lead by 1. It's going to be Cypress basketball. We'll see who they bring on. Garrett's body language indicates he'll be sitting, and he does sit. And they keep the same 3 on. So it's going to be Peterson, Mickelson, Hadley, Roberts, and Mitten trying to bring this home for the Vikings. Under 1 minute left to play. Vikings 47, Darts 46. The inbound to Morgan, who they bring now on the court. They substituted off Atwater, I believe. No, Atwater's still on. They got Wicker off the court, as he's no doubt tired. Morgan now throws it out to Atwater. Atwater at the top of the key gives it to Fisher. Fisher in the same place. Over to Morgan, and it's stolen by Hadley. Hadley drives, and he finishes. Vikings take a 3-point lead, 49-46. We've got under 30 seconds left to play. Out to Atwater. No foul. And now there's a foul. So he'll get a 1-and-1 with 24.6 left to play. Vikings up by 3. And now Garrett will check in as Coach McAllister tries to pump him up. Off comes Hadley. Again, unclear why they have kept Garrett on the bench for so long. I believe he is at 4 fouls. Benchmark to get out is 5. That's the only clear reasoning to me why you would keep him on the bench. The shot, no good. Garrett with the rebound, already making an impact. The Vikings are going to try and hold the ball, and now they foul Garrett, and he'll get 2. Their 13th foul of the game. Vikings have 9, or 1 away from giving the Darts a double bonus. Vikings got all the first 8 of their fouls in the third quarter, had 1 in the last 20 seconds, and are now sitting at 9. The Darts had 4 in the third quarter and are now sitting at 13. Out comes Fisher to a hand from the crowd, and Peterson's going to get 2, no matter the outcome of the first. The outcome of the first, he puts the Vikings up 4. 50-46 Vikings looking to put this one away. And a timeout now called. 19.2 left to play. Vikings up 4. One thing we highlighted during the halftime show was the Vikings and their want and how they should focus on shooting the 3. Not something that really happened, but a huge 3 was made to end the Darts' big run that put them in a position to win this game. So the Vikings now will just have to win this game off free throws. They haven't looked great from the stripe. They'll be no doubt shooting free throws in practice tomorrow as they prepare for a game on Saturday, which will be broadcast on Pleasant Grove Sports Network here on YouTube. So they take the court again. Once again, Darts bring in Morgan. Garrett's going to get the second free throw for the Vikings. So Garrett with his second, 19.2 left to play, and he puts the Vikings up 5. So Garrett looking great from the stripe. Under 19 seconds left to play now as Morgan pushes the pace, gives it to Atwater. Atwater gives it back to Morgan. Morgan pump fakes. 3, didn't get it. Rebound Roberts, and he gets his jersey grabbed, and he's going to get 2 more. A make on both of these will likely put the game away and give the Vikings their first win of the season. Up by 5, 8.2 left to play. The first shot by Roberts is good. So that puts the Vikings up 6 in the fourth and final quarter of this match between 6A opponents. Roberts' second shot is good. Most likely putting the game away for the Vikings. It's 46-53 as Davis continues to push the tempo. It's Atwater. He takes a turnaround off the rim. Roberts denies the rebound, and that's game. Ball game. Vikings win 53-46. A well-fought game, a game that looked out of reach at times, and then Davis makes it close. Vikings pull it out in the end. We'll see you back here on PGSN Saturday for the Vikings game. Thanks for listening. Have a great night.